Thursday of the second week of Advent. And Matthew in his Gospel tells us, from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent are taking it by force. Are you among the violent and are taking the kingdom of heaven by force? Well, hopefully you are. What are the real enemies of the soul? Traditionally, we speak of the world, the flesh, the devil. These three enemies have caused much violence within the souls of Christians who are striving to live within God's kingdom. So, how do we fight for the kingdom? By force. Some translations say that the attackers are taking the kingdom by force. This means that the Christian life cannot be one that is purely passive. We cannot simply smile our way into heaven. The enemies of our soul are real and they're aggressive. Therefore, we must also become aggressive in the sense that we must take direct control over these enemies in the fortitude and boldness of Christ. How do we do this? Take on the enemies of the flesh by fasting and self-denial. Take on the world by remaining grounded in the truth of Christ, the truth of the gospel, refusing to conform to the so-called wisdom of this age. And we take on the devil by becoming aware of his malicious plans to deceive us, to confuse us, and to mislead us in all things. So we rebuke him and reject his action in our life. Spend some time, I ask you, in reflection today, upon your call to grow in fortitude and boldness, so as to combat these enemies that attack from within. Fear is useless in battle. Confidence in the power and mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ is the only weapon we need. Rely upon him and do not give in to the many ways that these enemies seek to rob you of the peace of Christ.